One December Night is an okay film, but there's a lot of room for improvement. This was released in 2021. It's directed by Clare Niederpruem and written by Eric Brooks and Sib Ventress. And this stars Peter Gallagher as Mike Sullivan and Bruce Campbell as Steve Bedford. We also have Brett Dalton as Jason Bedford and Eloise Mumford as Quinn Allan. And Sullivan and Bedford were once upon a time successful musicians who played together. And I won't go into too much of the backstory, but they stopped performing together and now they are coming back together to do a performance. And their respective children, Quinn and Allan, who knew each other once upon a time, are coming together to manage their father's music careers and, of course, rekindling that connection between them. Honestly, there's a lot going on, but not a lot of it is interesting. But the characters of Mike and Steve are interesting. I don't think it's a very well written story. I don't think the background information we get about why they stopped playing together, why they've suddenly started to play together again, a lot of it doesn't feel very believable. And that part of the story wasn't very good. We also don't get a lot of music in this. There is, of course, music in it. But for a film that's all about two musicians coming together to play again, there's not a lot of music in it. What we get is good, but I'd certainly expected a lot more. The narrative, however, is pretty uneventful, and it's also not very festive, so not much happens. But as I said, the characters of Mike and Steve, or Sullivan and Bedford, are certainly very interesting. And I really enjoyed watching their performances and watching their journeys unfold and the way they kind of interacted with each other and then with Quinn and Jason. So, as characters, I found their journey to be quite fascinating. But as a narrative, I felt like it was pretty poorly written with a lot of holes and not a lot of interesting happenings and not a lot of festive happenings either. So, it's not a particularly great narrative. It's an interesting concept, not very well executed, but thankfully, Sullivan and Bedford are interesting enough that their personalities, that those characters, helped to carry the story forward. There's nothing wrong with Quinn and Jason as characters, and the performances are certainly absolutely fine, but I found that they were nowhere near as interesting as Mike and Steve, and the romantic aspect, the relationship that developed between them was fine. It was believable. No problems with that at all. Would I recommend this? I don't know. Because I wouldn't say it's a bad film, but I wouldn't say it's a good film. But we have some good characters. So it depends on what you're looking for. If it sounds like it would appeal to you, then I'd say One December Night might be worth watching. We have some good characters and a tiny bit of Christmas. The narrative definitely needed some work. It's an okay film. If you choose to watch it, you'll probably enjoy bits of it, but I certainly didn't love all of it.